Well, SeaWorld Orlando has quietly become one of Florida's premier destinations for coaster enthusiasts, and that's with an impressive lineup of 8 roller coasters, and this is from gentle family rides to record-breaking thrill machines. And it's really a park that's made a serious name for itself, and today we're going to rank every roller coaster at SeaWorld Orlando in 2025 from worst to best. And we will also go over ride stats, manufacturers and opening dates, and most importantly why they rank where they do, so let's dive in. Now coming in at spot number 8 we got Super Grover's Boxcar Derby made by Seaworld. This is by far the smallest coaster in the park and one of the oldest that opened all the way back in 2006, but it was originally named as Shamu Express but then rethemed in 2019. Now this small kiddie coaster only has a height of 31 feet or 9.5 meters. The top speed is only 28 miles per hour or 45 kilometers per hour. The length is only 800 feet or 0.24 kilometers. This coaster is of course designed for the park's youngest guests, and this Zero Junior coaster offers gentle hills and wide curves, nothing too wild. Well, it's just the perfect ride for the first coaster experience. It's cute, it's colorful and it does its job well, but let's be honest, thrill seekers, this is not the one for you. But with that being said, the lengthy coaster train on this ride makes it a completely different experience from the front to the back. Now coming in at spot number 7 we got Penguin Trek made by Bolliger and Mabiard. Now this family attraction by B&M is actually the newest coaster in SeaWorld Orlando and it opened last year in 2024. This penguin themed coaster has a height of 66 feet or 20 meters, a top speed of 43 miles per hour or 69 kilometers per hour and a length of 2,800 feet or 0.85 kilometers. This ride also offers a heavily themed queue line, station and pre-show with penguins of course. Even though Penguin Trek is placed near the bottom of the list, it's still a unique ride because this family thrill coaster features 2 launches, an immersive indoor/outdoor layout that ends inside a real penguin exhibit. While it's family friendly and innovative, it still lacks the force and intensity of the park's bigger B&M siblings. But with that being said, Penguin Trek still offers a very lengthy coaster layout with many twists and turns, and it's just a great ride for the whole family. With that being said, I still think Penguin Trek was a great addition to the park. Now coming in at spot number 6 we got Journey to Atlantis made by Mark Rides. Now this attraction for me is still one of the most beautiful and iconic rides you can find at SeaWorld Orlando, and this water ride/roller coaster opened all the way back in 1998. Journey to Atlantis is really a decently sized water coaster with a height of 100 feet or 30 meters, but the biggest drop is only 60 feet or 18 meters. This ride has a top speed of 42 miles per hour or 68 kilometers per hour and the length of the track is 2,600 feet or 0.79 kilometers. This beautiful attraction is just hard to explain because it's part dark ride, part flume and part roller coaster. While it shows its age in some sections, it still delivers a splashy adventure with scenic theming and a surprise coaster finale. Hopefully SeaWorld Orlando will keep this ride alive. Now coming in at spot number 5 we got Kraken made by Bolliger and Mabiard. Oh well, sorry about the voice crack, but this coaster opened all the way back in the year 2000. This is really a big coaster with a height of 149 feet/45.4 meters. This coaster reaches a maximum speed of 65 miles per hour or 105 kilometers per hour, and Kraken is also very lengthy, coming in at 4,177 feet or 1.27 kilometers. Well, Kraken was actually SeaWorld's first real thrill coaster. This big ride is a B&M flawless coaster, which means your feet are dangling on the train while you go through a total of 7 amazing inversions. This big ride may not have the flashiness of newer coasters, but it still offers a classic design with a relentless layout. But unfortunately in the recent years Kraken is beginning to show its age because it's quite rattly and rough. Now unfortunately you can't really cover the discomfort up with a brand new color scheme. Well, coming in at spot number 4 we got Icebreaker made by Premier Rides. Icebreaker is quite new because the ride opened in 2022, and this ride features a height of 93 feet or 28.3 meters and the top speed is 52 miles per hour or 83 kilometers per hour, but the length is only 1900 feet or 0.58 kilometers. Now Icebreaker brings a very different kind of thrill to SeaWorld Orlando with a quadruple launch. Now this swing launch also includes a backward spike reaching 100 degrees. Icebreaker offers a very compact and intense coaster layout with many surprisingly punchy airtime moments. While it's shorter than most of its peers, it's still a wild ride with a small footprint. And I will also call this coaster very underrated. Now coming in at spot number 3, we got Pipeline the Surf Coaster made by Bolliger & Mabillard. This is where B&M revived and revamped the stand-up coaster with this one-of-a-kind attraction that opened in 2023. Pipeline the Surf Coaster stands 110 feet or 33.5 meters tall, and the top speed is 60 miles per hour or 97 kilometers per hour. And the length of this attraction is 2,950 feet or 0.9 kilometers. Well, Pipeline stands as the world's first surf coaster, and it truly lives up to its name. The riders stand in this very weird spring-loaded position as the train bounces and flows over the waves of track. This ride is very innovative, smooth, and totally different from anything else in the park and also in the world. Now I have to say that the first launch is actually surprisingly decent on this coaster, and the different airtime pops around will surprise you. But in terms of intensity, you can't really expect much from Pipeline the Surf Coaster. Now coming in at spot number 2, we got Manta made by Bolliger & Mabillard yet again. Now this big roller coaster opened back in 2009, and Manta has a height of 140 feet or 42.7 meters. Now the top speed on this coaster is 56 miles per hour or 90 kilometers per hour, and the length of the track is 3,359 feet or 1.02 kilometers. Now Manta is really a stunning blue-colored flying coaster that delivers both intensity and a smooth ride experience. The riders can expect to fly face down over the water through different floaty and whippy inversions and near-miss scenery. Manta just offers a beautiful blend of thrill and theming, and it's easily a high-tier flying coaster around the whole world. But there's one thing you must not forget about Manta, and that is the pretzel loop. That face down element is just one of the most intense things on a roller coaster. Now the big question right here is, can you handle the pretzel loop? Now coming in at spot number 1, we got Mako made by Bolliger & Mabillard yet again. Mako opened 9 years ago in 2016, and this ride is still the king of Seaworld Orlando. This ride offers an impressive height of 200 feet or 61 meters, and the top speed is 73 miles per hour or 117 kilometers per hour. And Mako offers a very lengthy coaster layout with 4,760 feet or 1.45 kilometers. This ride is still Orlando's tallest, fastest and longest roller coaster. And Mako is part of the very popular roller coaster model by B&M called the Hyper Coaster, and this ride delivers over 9 moments of airtime. This ride offers an incredibly smooth pacing and also a layout that keeps you floating more than sitting. Whether you are a seasoned thrill seeker or just a casual rider, Mako is just simply perfection and a world-class coaster from start to finish. Mako is one of the best B&M hyper coasters in the world because the airtime is sustained and very strong, but you could argue that the second half is a bit slow-paced. Now Seaworld Orlando has carved out a coaster lineup that's both diverse and thrilling. With 5 B&M coasters, a water coaster and a multi-launch coaster, there's something here for everyone. Now I really want to know your favorite Seaworld coaster. Please let me know in the comments, and if you really enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscription, and perhaps I'll see you in the next video. Then at the end of the day, I'm always gonna say bye bye.